Hi, my name's Alex, and I'm here with someone who is very, very fast. And Katelyn,
thank you so much.
Just today, I'm not talking about you. We are here together with Gabby Thomas, who's a triple Olympic champion, a sprinter. She called us out. She's the first sprinter to appear on our podcast or a pod type episode.
No, it's an honor for us.
I'm actually honored.
There's so many things I feel like we could ask you.
Yeah.
I think the first thing...
We need hours.
We do need hours.
Yeah,
I think we have
okay.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
It should be like so rapid
fine.
fire. I think because we're at TRE, tech is on my mind.
Yeah.
We're talking about tech, new products, new things. In distance running, it's clear the super shoes have been the big change since 2017 when they first came out. In the world of sprinting, are shoes as important? What's been the biggest tech advancement that you've seen so far?
The biggest, yes, I think the shoes have been pretty helpful in sprinting. I will say that I have kind of geared away from training in them just because
you leave it for the race.
Yeah, I leave it for the race. One, because I really like to see what naturally my body is just doing.
Yep.
And pushing my body, forcing myself, challenging myself with its natural capabilities. And also I'm a little bit worried about just the injury aspect of it.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm a simple girl. I like to focus on the basics, the foundation, so that's me. But aside from the shoes, there is something that we love to use too, which is 1080. It's a newer technology that we use for overspeed training and resistance training, two things that are very big in the sprint world. And then Amazfit, wearable technology. Wearable technology has been a part of my career since I started, since college, but to see the advancements in it has been really exciting and fun. For example, the GPS accuracy of Amazfit, actually having accurate data of how far we're running, right, where we are, that's been really fun for me in training, especially in our base training. I was going to say because we do a lot of volume in base training, but I realize I'm speaking to marathoners. It's, we do maybe 3,000 meters a day in our base training. But also just the accuracy of the sleep data and the heart rate and our recovery. It's huge. It's kind of like my second coach.
I think continuing on that with the data, because we are distance runners and you're a sprinter, I actually want to know what metrics does a sprinter look at or really care about in training?
In training?
Yeah.
Are you the one who looks at vertical oscillation?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's
no, what is that? What is that?
Is this because of you? What?
I will say, I try not to get too bogged down in too much data all the time.
Me either.
It is something that I use as a reference point. It's nice to back up, but ultimately I'm listening to my body.
Yeah.
But when we're actually on the track, we look at splits.
Yep.
They're definitely shorter than what you guys are probably used to, but if we're doing 200 meter repeats, I love to see what the first 10 meters are, what that looks like for me. I love to see if I'm doing a block start practice, how many steps does it take me to get to 10 meters? What is the fastest part of my race? When do I start breaking down? When do I stop accelerating? When do I start decelerating? Those kind of things. When we're in the middle of training, heart rate data, I like to see when am I ready to take on this next rep? When am I ready to take on this next set? And a lot of times it's listening to your body. A lot of times your coach might not care. But if we're doing a type of training where it matters, where, we're not trying to just make you tired, we're trying to get something out of this, it's good for me to know, is my heart rate down to 100 now? Can I go?
And I think the accuracy is even so much more important when you're talking about sprinting, because the distance is so much shorter, you don't have time for it to adjust.
That is
it has to be accurate right away, because like you're saying, in the first 10 meters, you have to have accuracy, because if you don't, the run is over.
No,
It's
exactly.
the weird thing. You'd think that there'd be more to think of when you're doing a marathon. It's kind of the opposite. Marathon's more on vibes, and sprinting seems to be way more calculated.
Well, it is, right?
To an extent.
And runners know this, but general public doesn't understand that the difference between winning and not making an Olympic final, it could be less than half of a second. So that's the precision that we're talking about.
How much do you look at metrics outside of running? Everything seems to have a sleep score now. People are big on their sleep scores. Are you big on any of these things that involve looking at metrics outside of practice?
So it used to be religion to me when I was in college and first coming out of college. It was all about sleep for me. I was neurobio, so coming into it, I was just kind of obsessive. And in a way where it's you have to calm down a little bit because then it gets counterproductive. But I still use it as a metric. It's something that I'm looking at, I keep in mind. I like to look at patterns. So if my sleep score is not as good, I think about, okay, well, what did I do? So it's kind of used as a reflection piece now more than law. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, it's about listening to my body and how I feel. And that also comes with experience, I'm kind of a vet in the game, which is funny because you become a veteran in our sport so quickly because our careers can be so short. But yeah, I mean, that's what it's really all about. But if I off the track, it's sleep and recovery.
Yeah. Oh, sleep is so important. Yeah, absolutely.
Where's your mindset at going into 2026? Like you've dealt with like the classic thing that many athletes deal with, which are a huge high 2024, like massive Olympic performance, followed by a tougher 2025 with an injury. The difference with you is that most of us are like recreational schmucks who don't really talk about it. You're doing this for a living on the very top level. What's your mindset like going into this next year?
It's so interesting because the same thing happened after Tokyo too, which I'm like, I look back and I'm like, okay, I wish I had the foresight to think like, all right, big Olympic year, kind of like take it easy after that because it's such a big emotional, mental, physical toll on you. But after Tokyo 2021 Olympics, I had an injury in 2022 and I couldn't compete. And then I built myself back up and had a great next 2 years. And then after the Olympics, like now I'm kind of here again in this valley. My mindset is you ride the highs and lows. It's part of the process. You take it all in and you build yourself back up. And I'm on track to be in great shape for LA 2028. And that's kind of, our overarching goal. Right. But then I think about 2026 and we're launching Athlos, which is going to be an awesome track and field league for women in the US, and that'll be a lot of fun. And then we have World Ultimate Championships. But really, I take it day by day. It's all a part of the journey and the process that I love so much. And your high is too high and your low is too low. Every runner knows that, Can
I ask you actually about that, more about the mindset that you just mentioned? Because from watching Sprint and being a super fan,
she was a huge super fan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, whenever we did any of our predictions, I was like, Gabby Thomas. Gabby Thomas, of course, 100%. But one of the things that I love, because I related to it so much, being very different, but competitive trail runner and sprinter, so very different sides of the spectrum. But you said something specific in Sprint, and you said that because you just seem like the nicest, sweetest, bubbliest person, ever. But when you get on the track, you say that mindset change, you are just like a killer out there. And I remember you saying that. So I want to get a little more into that. Like, tell me what happens. What happens when you get there? How do you feel? What is that mindset? Or what flips that switch?
For me, one, you just have to be a killer on the track. If you want to be successful in a sport that is as cutthroat as track and field is, especially sprinting, you have to just be out there for blood because every tiny fraction of a second matters. And you have to be so locked in, so focused, and you just have to want to win. At the end of the day, we're all so talented. But you have to have that instinct that's like, I will win at whatever cost. And that, you can train it. You can train it. And then some people are just born with it. And I'm at a point where I'm just naturally so competitive. To the point where it can be a problem outside of track and field too. But you just have to have that killer instinct.
Like Gabby playing Pictionary.
But
just
but it's so literally it's like family gatherings. Playing
super competitive.
It does not go well for me or my family. But it's also having, I don't want to even say balance, but just separation. When I'm not on the track, I'm just very relaxed, relaxing music, I'm doing things that I love, I'm happy, I'm with friends, and I just keep that type of personality on the track. But it's almost an energy conservation too. And the same way during warm-ups for races. On a race day, it's I'm still calm, I don't really listen to hype-up music, and it's kind of just being focused and meditative, and then you turn it on. And
it's just when you lock in, when you're ready to go.
Right? And it's sustainable that way. So that's kind of how I tackle it. Just turning on a switch, and that way it's contained, it's there, and then off the track it's completely different.
Exactly.
But it keeps me in the sport for a long time. I mean, having success for one big meet is awesome, and it's a huge accomplishment, obviously. But maintaining it over the course of an entire career is very different, and everyone has to figure out their own way that they're capable of doing that, or not, and they don't do it. But for me, it's keeping that mindset on the track. It's even during reps of practice, I have that mindset. It'll be race day. I every set against my training partner. This is a race. Everyone's watching. And then as soon as the rep's over, I'm we're still talking and laughing, and it's great. But if you're able to do that and, compartmentalize, I think it's really helpful.
it takes a competitive person to do what it seems like you're going to be doing the next few years. You've mastered the 200, let's say, to an extent. You're making the brave jump, and I mean, not discounting the sprints. Sprints are hard in their own mind.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that every sprinter and distance runner agrees on is that the 400 meters suck.
Yes.
And you're going to do
There's
the
so
4.
much pain, right? There's so much more pain. There's
the 4
double
and the 8. Yeah.
The 4 and the 8.
Yeah. We can all agree on that.
Yeah. How did that decision come about to do the 4?
Oh man. Okay, part of it is I really value having a long career, and I do think there's something to be said for that type of training. I think it allows you to have a longer career. The constant pounding and really hard sprint training, it does a lot on the body.
Because you're maxing out.
Yeah, maxing out constantly. So that is part of it, that I want to be running for a long time. And another part of it is just I've been enjoying the training. Like I've taken this off season to really just like love running and have fun with it. Follow me on Strava, and just
you're
doing.
on Strava?
Yep, I'm on Strava now.
We've lost her.
I know.
We've lost her.
Yeah,
she's like, one of us now.
I'm feeling it. I'm
When's
like,
the
I think
marathon
a distance
debut?
girly. Oh my god. But I'm feeling like the distance community. So I'm like, okay, I've really enjoyed this, like pushing myself like mentally as well as physically, because sprinting, I mean, it is mental, but so much of it is just like hard, quick physical output, like focus. And I've just really enjoyed it, and I've had success in the 400 this last season, running 49.1. And so I'm like, maybe it's time to just try it.
Yeah.
And we have an off year. I think it's a really good opportunity for me to see what I'm capable of and just having a new challenge, you know?
That's exactly, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, just having a new challenge is so exciting. And you've done something over and over again. You are the master at it. So now it's going to be so exciting to try something new.
And I'll still do the 200. It'll always be my baby, because we can always get better. And that's one of the great things about track and field. It's objective, and you can always just race yourself, race the clock, and just get better and faster, you know?
I don't know if this is time for it, but you know, I bet everyone always asks you just questions about running. I want to ask a question completely different. Tell me about the Vogue shoot.
Oh my gosh.
Can you please just tell me about that?
It was so funny. I mean, I went into that completely like out of my element. I mean, when athletes, we get the opportunity to do these really fun things sometimes. And it's like, I think they forget, like, we're not models, we're like athletes. And so you get there and you like don't know how to move your body. You're like, what is going on?
They just expect you to be able to like.
But they did such a great job though. They made me feel so comfortable. It was so much fun. Seeing the actual cover was surreal. It was so fun. It was the most fun shoot that I've ever done.
Yeah.
And seeing the cover was just unreal.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah,
I loved
everything's
it.
just
I wanted
surreal.
to know what that was, because I am not very. I love fashion, but I don't know anything about it. And so when I see things like that, I'm just like, whoa, an athlete, like being so like in this whole other world.
And I love
amazing.
it for athletes too.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, like we can just do anything. It's so fun.
They do overestimate our ability to pose, though. They think. They do think we know that.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know why I said we. I never was.
I was just going to say, excuse me, Alex.
I do pose for YouTube video thumbnails. Look surprised.
Are you in GQ?
It's like, try to look. Listen, I know exactly.
That's real.
I know
That's
exactly
real.
what you're going through.
Yeah.
You and me, it's the same. I know we're running out of time. Another question for you. I feel like you're a part of a new generation of athletes who are willing to push the envelope and engage with track in new ways. Thinking of yourself, thinking of Loa Lyles, being a part of sprint, being a part of new leagues that are coming up, trying different distances. I know you had some interest in Grand Slam. I know you're into Athlos. Grand Slam comes back, would you do it again?
No.
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 Yeah, I was thinking probably no.
The Grand Slam was a lot of fun. I think it was a great, refreshing, like new initiative for the sport.
Fantastic idea.
It was.
You're
and
right.
like the best of the best were literally competing against each other like frequently, and that's really what we need. And in the US. So 100%, I love that. Would I do like Grand Slam itself again? No. I'm just gonna do Athlos, which is what I'm very invested in and what I trust. But I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no.
But the idea is, I'm with you. The idea is cool. It's just athletes got to get paid, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I love anything that tries to push the sport forward. That's what we do, right? That's like you're saying, the new generation of athletes. I feel like we also have an opportunity to do that with social media and Netflix, and we have these personalities that fans can see and engage with. You know, it wasn't the case before because people didn't have as much agency over what they were putting out there. Right. It was all based off, the media, and they didn't have that type of control. So taking advantage of that is great, and I'm glad I participated in it. I think it was really good for the sport.
Well, like you're saying, what really brought it off the ground also was sprint. I mean, that was wonderful because you opened so many people's eyes who weren't following track. And now you have all of these track lovers and enthusiasts finally tuning into the sport. So, of course, you thought that with the new track leagues, you're going to be like, okay, you're going to have a lot more followers. You're going to be pushing the sport even more.
Exactly.
And so I completely agree with you because you're just like launching it off. And I love that you are a big part of that. You're finally getting track on the map.
Yes, and I love it.
Yes.
I love it, and I also I really do believe in also just respecting athletes, especially like women athletes. And I think that whenever there is something, a new venture or I want us to feel empowered in whatever we are doing, and our time and our talents need to be respected. I just 100%. That's my fundamental belief.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for what's coming up with Athlos, and that's going to be fantastic.
I think it'll be great.
Now we're getting the stairs, and so I think we might have time for one last question.
Okay.
And this is the hardest one, and I kept it till the end just to make sure you guys are both warmed up. It's actually a question for both of you.
Oh, okay.
So, Gabby is one of the best 200-meter runners in the history of the world. Katelyn is, to her own right, a very strong marathoner. Your fastest marathon?
3:12.
3:12. Where do you two converge? What is the one race distance where you have the best race?
Marathon to 200.
Marathon to 200.
Oh man,
oh my gosh, I want to say 5,000 to.
I think you would have me on that. It wouldn't even be close. That's the problem. That's the problem.
How does a 20-minute 5K sound to you? Does it sound hard? Does it sound manageable? Like, what's your thought when you hear that?
Do you want to pace me tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm going to try to run a 20-minute 5K.
3.1 miles?
Yeah,
3.1 miles.
No, I couldn't do it. I could not do a 20-minute 5K.
Of course you could do it. Yes,
no, I don't think I could.
Well,
I don't think I could.
Caitlin's racing one tomorrow. If you want to test yourself,
I average like a 6-minute mile. That would be my PB. So if I could do that 3 times in a row and then keep that PB, no, I couldn't do it.
Maybe we have an
I'm
Olympics.
just very data.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Olympics.
Maybe a mile. I think a mile.
Okay, yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. A mile. Oh, forget it.
So that's the content
1,500.
That sounds so hard.
Let's let her get through a 400-meter cycle first.
Yeah, okay, and then we'll circle back.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, Gabby, thank you for spending time with us and chatting.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Wonderful to meet you. And you're going to continue to be this amazing inspiration to all of us. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.